Hello judges and audience, and welcome to today's presentations. As we cannot gather as a group, this is our alternative options. Our team have 4 members including Trí Đức, Trang Nhung, Việt Anh and me, Nhật Quang. And we are proud to introduce to you our topic, the study on symptoms of stomachache in Vietnam during the COVID-19 pandemic and the ability to neutralize excess stomach acid of different medications. So first, abdominal pain is a common disease here in Vietnam with thousands of patients each year. And during that 1 year quarantine, we noticed a changes in number of patients. So that's why we conducted this research in order to find out the connection between the stomachache and the COVID-19 lockdown, and also to analyze the effectiveness of several analgesics here in the country. So first, we gathered the information on the drugs that usually used for stomachache, such as magnesia or amphogel, and then we conducted a survey in Hanoi and Ho Chi Minh City, which are 2 of the largest cities here in Vietnam, asking the people what would they use if they have a stomach irritations. And then the results are analyzed and shown here as graph or tables. And due to the complexity of the project, we have to combine different type of methodologies with both quantitative and qualitative methods were applied in region.
In order to fulfill our objectives that have been mentioned before, we divided our research into 2 main parts. In the first investigation, our team constructed an online questionnaire which consists of health-related inquiries about conditions, lifestyles, and other crucial factors that might affect the fitness of the liver during the COVID-19 quarantine. The survey was conducted through Google Form and was answered by respondents from different areas in Vietnam, mostly concentrated in Hanoi and Ho Chi Minh City. The questions were carefully written to ensure unprejudiced questions and non-overlapping answers. After 1 week of collecting data, we received 112 responses with information about respondents' severity and variety of stomach pain symptoms, associating with more relevant statistics about factors that might affect the pain. For instance, ages, recent diet, degrees of stress, or medication preference. Those results gave rise to the second part of the research, in which chemical experiments were performed in laboratory to identify the ability of different antacids in Vietnam to neutralize this excess stomach acid, which is the main cause of stomach ache. Samples of those were used to test by titration. Solutions of constant volume and concentration of hydrochloric acid acting as the titrant were used to analyze the volume required of different antacid solutions to neutralize the surplus amount of acid. The results from part 1 and part 2 were all recorded and displayed in the next section.
In the first part of the study, we analyzed the symptoms of stomachache in the Vietnamese population and its intensity during the COVID-19 lockdown. From 112 responses collected online, 38% of them reported experiencing abdominal pain. Most of the patients are on the 40s. The BMI index doesn't have a strong connection to the symptoms of abdominal pain. The main causes of abdominal pain varies. It could be underlying health background. It could be changing in eating habits, which is the most common cause. It occurs for 32% of the participants. The use of stimulus such as coffee and alcoholic beverage, and notably 26% of the participants attributed the condition to accumulating work pressure and stress during the pandemic. During this period, we cannot go out and socialize, and for some people it could cause serious mental issues. Looking into the most common cause of stomachache, the changing of eating habits, we have 35% of the participants who choose fresh food and snacks during their stressful work shift, and the other 20% opt for canned food, and another 10% opt for fast food. And as you can see, there's a large percentage of people choosing unhealthy food. And in the second part of the study, we analyzed the ability to neutralize stomach acid of different antacids. Antacids belong to the family of drugs that directly neutralize the excess stomach acid, a very common cause in symptom of stomachache. Excess stomach acid can cause irritation, heartburn, and pain. And the antacids are not commonly used nowadays because they are more advanced drugs which can treat the origin of the issue of the symptoms, that is the production of stomach acid. We have conducted lab experiments, and out of 5 different antacids analyzed, we have found acid 10 the most effective one.
So, here are some lessons we have learned throughout this research. 1. Questions need to be clearly designed with more time to evaluate and prepare. 2. All apparatus should be cleaned and washed properly. 3. Burette and pipette must be cleaned with the respective solution to be put in them. 4. Air bubbles must be removed from the burette and jet. 5. The last drop from the pipette should not be removed by blowing. And finally, the flask should not be rinsed with any of the solution which are being titrated. So, the conclusions we have drawn from this research are: 1. Stomach pain occurs in many age groups, of which the age group of 40 to 50 accounts for the most. 2. There are many causes that lead to stomach pain, of which eating habits are the biggest. 3. Omeprazole is the most medication chosen. And finally, the most effective antacid out of the taken samples is OCT10. That is the end of our presentation. We hope you like it, and thank you for listening.